Alrighty. Ooh, it's cold. I didn't realize how cold I was. Ooh. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Mad Dog, what's good? Wait, Mad Dog, you can hear me good, right? You can hear me okay? Yeah. TD Knives and Adventures. Hello, hello, you guys. I've been looking at some units this week. I'm not going to go through everything, but I think we may have found a staged unit in my area, and I want you guys to be the judge. I know I do this from time to time, not all the time, because honestly, I don't really see it much, but there's a few things that don't add up. So people who are watching this in my local area, don't bid, because I was bidding, and then it kind of got up there in price, and I kept looking at the unit. I'm like, I don't know. Then I saw one little detail that might, or two different details that might be a staged unit. I'm gonna show you guys. Silver Wolf, hello. I know there's 7 different sites to bid on storage units other than storage treasures, but I know some people only prefer storage treasures. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that's like the major one. Randy, what's going on, Randy? How you doing today? Good evening. Good evening. Hello, hello. I know I don't do a lot of lives. I only do it whenever we find something sketchy, but I want you guys to be the judge of this. Maybe I'm looking too far into it. I'm out. I'm not going to bid on the unit no more, and I'm going to show you guys why. I am going to share my screen here in just a sec. Some people can't see past the trash. Sometimes see the great stuff in some storage units. Sometimes the best stuff is in the far back. Facts. I'll go ahead and tell you guys this right now. Pretty crazy stuff. We only won 20 units last year, and we actually netted over 100,000. Tell me that's not crazy, right? We only won 20 units, and I barely did any garage selling. No, I think no estate sales. It is absolutely incredible what you guys can find in storages when you look for quantity and not quality. I know a lot of people who focus on quantity. I don't really try to do quantity. I think this year we might try to do a little bit more of the smaller units if we can get to them. And buying a lot more this year because we have a whole different game plan. But screw all that. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at. I think my max bid on this was, I think it was like 800, but I kind of glad I stopped myself because, again, as the way I kind of do it, I put bids on units, and whenever it's about 3 days out, I'll kind of look. The next day, I kind of look at what I'm looking at, and then I'll figure out, okay, if I got outbid on 3 or 4, whatever, I might pivot to a different unit, and I kind of just do it that way. Sometimes I believe in doing both. You look for quality and quantity. Sometimes I don't care if something looks like it's tossed in the unit. It matters if I can see one good enough item to bid. I mean, yeah, facts. I agree. So let me show you guys what I see, and you guys be the judge, okay? Let me share my screen, entire screen. Boom. Share screen. Okay. All right, guys. So check this out, man. So this is what I was bidding on. Okay. I think my max was 870, 880. I don't remember. But anyways, but let me show you guys what I see. Okay. So you guys be the judge if this is a staged unit. Okay, so when you look at this, okay, it looks like it's an okay unit. It's a 5x10, nothing special, not a big one, not a 10x20, 10x30, etc. Okay, so what do you guys see? This right here is a Ninja knife set, Bacardi. Looks like a meat slice or something. Ninja down here. This is Ninja, and then you see all these collectibles on the top right. Okay, so let's look at the second picture. Okay, again, I want you guys to be the judge. So Bacardi sign. Okay. And then this is just me being a storage unit buyer again. Some things are coincidental. Whatever. Again, I want you guys' full opinion in the comments and the live chat right now. Okay. So Bacardi sign, conveniently slightly pressed to the left to where you can see it fully in the picture. Okay. Nothing crazy, right? Then you got this little case here. It's obviously not a gun case, probably tools, maybe something cheap. I don't know. Okay. And then I think you might have some cat cremations here, whatever. But then you got this Ninja Woodfire. They're actually, I mean, I was looking them up and pre-owned condition. Let's see, one sold. If it's the Pro Connect, it's worth like $330. If it's the regular version, $125 with free shipping. So let's just say $100 bill right there potentially. But conveniently, right, the car sign is about 300 if it works, not from what I was looking at. They're going for about $30. I don't think it's a light. I think it's just a tin wall sign. I don't think it's a light. It's just a tin sign. Let me see. Bacardi Tensan bottle cap. Let me see. And they're not even selling on eBay. Let's see if anybody has them listed. Yeah, somebody has this exact same one listed, brand new for $30 on eBay. So, yeah, right, exactly. So there's that, and again, $30 brand new plus shipping. That's what they're asking for on eBay. There's none sold currently. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to get at. This thing is conveniently turned around. Okay, and you see all the scuffs. It looks like it's in terrible condition. See the little smoke this right here. Whenever somebody uses it so much, you get that little stain right there from the smoke and all that. Christopher, what's going on, Christopher? And then you see this Ninja pressure cooker, or whatever, rice cooker, whatever this thing is. But look at all the fingerprints. Okay, so this is where it gets kind of weird for me, at least. All right, so you got the Ninja here with all these fingerprints, and look at the dust. I'm not saying that's a tremendous amount of dust. That is lightly dust, but I'll get to it. So to me, looks like maybe it's, I'm not saying gone through, but it's just a little weird when you see fingerprints. Could be a coincidence, whatever. All right, then we go to the center here. You guys see the knife set. Believe it or not, in used condition, not really worth like crazy amounts of money. I think it was going for, let's see, pre-owned condition. It looks like one just sold for $55 plus shipping. One sold for $100 free shipping. $85 free shipping. Okay, so again, not worth a ton of money. Okay, I don't like dust fingerprints, that's for sure. Yes, it always throws me off a little bit, and this is why though. Okay, so you saw that being dusty. Okay, then when you look closely here, I'm not seeing any dust on this. There's like some dog hair all over it or something, but no dust on this. Not seeing any dust on this, and it just kind of throws me off. Okay, so then we got the Seiko clock. Maybe it's in there, maybe it's not. The way it's looking, the way it's sitting on this, again, it's really hard to tell. I don't think that's in there just because I don't see the weight. You know what I'm saying? I don't see the weight is going to be in there. All right. Now, this is where it gets a little weird for me. This goes about $100, maybe a little more. The skull. Oh, that's plastic. That's plastic. Yeah, that's not a real skull if that's what you're talking about. I think that's let me see. Is there a better picture here? Let me see if I can Google it. But that's a hard plastic right there. I know it's kind of hard to see it. Yeah, it's resin maybe. But this is where I started questioning, the integrity of the unit. Then they're really trying to fool you. Exactly. But here's the thing. But when you look at it, it's conveniently placed here. Okay. This right here is just barely you can see it. Maybe some people can tell that it's plastic. You can clearly tell it's plastic by the photos, at least for me. And then they put this here. Great. I mean, it's all really good items, like solid items, what I should say. So now this is where it gets weird. Okay, you see all these collectibles. Now you see Wolverine. Okay, I looked at Wolverine. He actually sells pretty decent. He goes for about, I think, $35 to $40 in pre-owned condition. I'm saying pre-owned because we don't know if it's new or not. If it's new, I don't even know where it's going for new. Maybe like $60, $70. Maybe it's in there before their unit went for auction. But maybe. But let's just see. So now you got the Wolverine statue. Okay, that's in there. But then when you look at these, that's not in there. That's not in there. This one's not in there. This is definitely not in there. So, and then what's so weird about it, right? You see this PS5 box just ever so slightly, you can see it. But then look at the fresh tape, right? This is kind of the thing. If you have dust just doesn't show up overnight. You know what I'm saying? It takes several months for that to happen. Then you got like this fresh tape. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe it's just all coincidence. But look, I mean, just fresh tape. But when you see that much dust, or I mean, not that much dust, but when you guys see dust, you would think that some of these boxes, wouldn't have fresh tape. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. Maybe I'm just trying to talk myself out of, not bidding on it anymore. But I mean, that's plastic up there. And then it just, I mean, I don't know, man. It just, something just seems very off about it. I could be wrong again. Too high for me. This is looking weird about a second. Exactly. Now, somebody bids on it, by all means. Like, yeah, St. Patrick's, Particle of Mexico. I don't know, Silver Tequila. Again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is just a coincidence. And then you got all like these little IKEA bags here, and then everything else is like covered up in the middle, But something just I don't know, I don't know, something just doesn't seem right about it. Maybe people are looking at the collectibles because here's the thing. You figure 960, I'm paying 9% for buyer's premium, but let's just say somebody's paying the ultimate 18%, right? If you're not paying what you need to pay, so you figure 18%, that's $172 plus 172. So it'll be 1132, and then you're doing 960 times sales tax is 0%. Okay. So you're looking at $1,132, right? So you need 1132 to break even. And this is only like a $50, $60 thing. Now maybe these statues are in these boxes. Maybe, but the more and more I look at it, the weirder it is just getting because what I don't understand, right, is like I don't know, man. I've been doing this for a while, and maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, look. I mean, there's like no dust on the totes. You know what I'm saying? There's no dust on the totes, but it's like, I mean, you can tell somebody's fingerprints have been all over this. Almost like if you think about it, they're grabbing it from the top, right, and they're trying to turn it. I mean, I don't know, to kind of display it a little bit. I don't know, and it's weird how they got a close up photo of every good item, right? I mean, I guess you're supposed to do that if you're trying to recuperate the money back, but it's like they got a great shot of that, they got a good shot of that. They want to make sure everybody saw this. And again, that's conveniently turned around, and then somebody got a great shot of this Seiko box. I mean, granted, they took some great pictures, but to me, I feel like you lose your butt on it. The cat looks odd. The cat's a little weird. But I mean, I think this is like cat cremations. But again, not saying that it's. I mean, because One Is All is not really even a good brand. I looked that up. But I don't know. It just amazes me, right? Is like when you look at like some of the expensive appliances, right? Like, so this is kind of my mindset. You got some great Ninja products, right? You got collectibles. You got the Seiko watch. That means, in my opinion, you like to spend money on quality. That's just me, okay? But then it's like if you have quality, right? Then it's like, why do you have such a cheap popcorn machine, right? It doesn't add up. But then like you look at the condition of this stuff, it's not in really good condition. And then it's like this whole middle part's just. See, I don't even know what this is. Like, what's this black thing? I don't know. There's something does feel off about it, though. I'll trust my gut and not go with it too. You got good pictures and good instincts. If there's something else you want to ask a question about whether or not you should or shouldn't bid on the cut, I maybe get $20 for this nice vintage item. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm not saying there's not like some okay items in here. It's just I just don't understand the dust, and then this fresh tape, man. It's everywhere. Fresh tape right there. It looks like they just taped it. That right there, that right there. And then it's like that's not in there, that's not in there, that's not in there, that's not in there. Then you got a PS5 box here. Whether that's in there or not could actually help, make the money back. But then it's like you got all this random like auto lamp up here. So that you got to make it. So right now, somebody wins it for $960, right? At 18%, they're paying $1132. At 9%, they're paying around $1,046. Have you bought from this facility before? I have not. I've never bought from this facility before, and this is the only unit up for auction. So, but again, everything could be very coincidental. But I've just like Mad Dog says, go with your gut instincts. I've always been going with my gut instincts, and I was going up there. I was going. I got about 890. Then I was like, let me just get a more in-depth look of what I'm looking at. And you clearly see Wolverine in there. Don't know the condition of him. Whatever. Cool. But then it's like, that's not in there. You can clearly see, look, there's nothing in there. Nothing in there. So again, it could be maybe in these boxes, right? Maybe in the boxes, maybe not. But the fresh tape, man, just throws me off. And then the fingerprints. because you got to think about it, right? Let's just say there is light dust in there, okay? How long, Maddo, how long do you think it would take for Christopher, you guys? How long do you think dust would take to kind of just a light layer of dust in a unit? I would say 3 to 4 months. I mean that I think feel like that would be a good time to get a little bit light dust. The dirt going underneath the unit. I say 3 to 4 months, 5 to 6. Yeah, okay, I can definitely see that. So 3 to 6 months, depending on the area, depending on if it's climate control, etc. Um, but I would agree. So, but this is where I come into play, where I'm like, well, if I'm getting up there in money to where it's kind of getting to that point to where, all right, let's kind of look, and nothing else has dust on it from what I'm seeing, right? And then let's say it does take 5 to 6 months for that to happen, and then usually how long does it take for units to go up for auction? About 3 months, right? 90 days from not being paid goes up for auction, and then you see, then you got this thing with fingerprints all over it. So it just makes me feel like things were maybe moved around. I don't know. I just don't understand how you go from being like, another thing too that I look at, somewhat organized here, okay, a little bit organized, some kind of strategic planning here, then all of a sudden just throw everything in the middle, a little bit of organizing, and then throwing everything up here. And on top of that, the way you can tell there's no statues in this is because, I mean, look at the weight, man. It's just boxes, except for that one. There's like no weight on it. It could still be a manager special. The facility went through it. You said you never bought. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It could be a bunch of stuff put together. Because again, I don't understand why such a cheap popcorn machine, right? With all these other nice things, the person clearly like quality stuff, and then the tape just, I mean, I don't know, man. And these look like fresh boxes, right? Do they not look like the brand new boxes? Like there is no dust on any of this stuff, but there's stuff up front. It just, I don't know, something about it just not make sense. But again, anybody in my local area who is watching this, if y'all do win it, prove me wrong. I want to, if you want, if you go to my YouTube channel and I have a little email thing, email me a clip or something, through your phone, or send me a message on Facebook. Look up the Georgia Picker on Facebook. Just send me. I'm really curious because I'm not bidding on it. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna chill tomorrow. I'm looking at a bunch of units anyways. I'm not gonna show you guys that because I don't want anybody being nosy of what I'm bidding on, because I know people in my local area like to watch it, which is fine. I like people watching this stuff, but this doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Have you seen a unit this week you've been tempted to put on? I mean, this one for sure. There's one in Augusta. It's a 10x30. I think that one's going to be a real good one. I think that one ends tomorrow. Hold on, let me see if I can bring it up real quick. I'll show you guys that because I don't think I'm going to bid on it. But the one in Augusta looks pretty good. One sec. But yeah, 10x30. Look at this one. Tell me what you think about this one, Mad Dog. Share screen. Boom. Look at this one. 10x30, by the way, completely packed full. These are older U-Haul boxes. That first picture is a little blurry. This one's a little blurry too, but I mean that looks like wool. I mean, man, this one could be really good because it's a 10x30. Oh wait, I guess it doesn't end tomorrow. It ends Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. So it ends Thursday. But 10x30, a lot of work. I do like the dust. I don't like the tires. I like the amp. It's more tempting than the other one. Yes, like this one right here is like, I mean, look, fishing rods, maybe a brass lamp. Definitely an older unit. Definitely more leg work. Older boxes. I mean, man, this is like what I like. These are the units that I like. I like units like this. Not a fan of the tires either. Yeah, I don't like the tires either, but the thing is, you can't even see anything past this massive wall, man. And if you, and this is where I like to think about units like this. Look at this. You got tons of cobwebs down here. You can just tell even with the pictures being blurry. Older boxes, and the fact that they Tetris stuff like this, in my opinion, they were trying to utilize the most room they possibly can, because if you look up here, there's more stuff up here. Can't tell what's in it. And obviously there's going to be trash, whatever, but this is a unit that is going to be a good one. I mean, a 10 by 30 for 1110. I mean, shoot, that's a no-brainer for most people. But the problem is I'm winning like 5 or 6 units for Thursday as of right now, so I can't necessarily bid on this unless I start getting outbid on a few of them. Then maybe I can get a U-Haul and mess with this one. If I was going to bid on this, I would have said my cap would have been 1,500. Yeah, this one probably for me, just because I've had really good luck with these type of units. And Augusta is one of those places where it's usually older stuff from me buying a few in that area. But this would be a good one. That would be a good one. But this one though, this one is something about it. And the thing is too, like knife set, meat cutter, pressure cooker, wall art and clock, collectibles, home goods, boxes, bags. It's like they hit the quintessence of labeling like what's in there. You know, knife set, meat cutter, pressure cooker, wall art and clock, collectible. You see what I'm saying, man? It's something weird about that, about the. I mean, I don't know, man. I know Storage Auction Pirate would be all over that in a bag of chips. The Augusta, Georgia one, the 10 by 30. Oh yeah, 100%. That's why I told my wife. I told her this year, man, we're gonna try to go after some big units. You know, no matter if it's down in Jacksonville, Orlando, whatever. We're gonna be traveling a little bit this year to bring you guys, you know, more videos, etc. But yeah, 100%. I agree. I 100% agree. Now here's the thing. What's the chances of me being wrong, Mad Dog? What's the chance of me being wrong? Maybe I'm overthinking everything, because I really don't start overthinking anything until like I start to like really do like an in-depth dive of what I'm looking at. Like the units that I've been uploading on YouTube right now, we found over 1,000 Barbies because I was looking at units and I was like, man, I think this person had a buying problem, and I was right. Pretty much every unit that I've uploaded on YouTube last year, man, it's like we were scoring big. The boot unit, the $11,000 coin collection that we found at the beginning of the year of 2025. I mean, and then the year before that, the gun unit. Man, I don't know what it is. It's just random. Some people score big in North Carolina, South Carolina. Some people love Greensburg, North Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia, Alabama. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but what's the chances of me being wrong, Mad Dog? Like what's the chances? Not in there. Maybe they're in these boxes, maybe. But this looks like a brand new box. Brand new tape on it. Brand new tape. Alabama, I would say at stage. I believe if Jeebus was here, he'd say the same thing as me. Yeah, I definitely agree. I just had to hop on here real quick to show this off, because if there is anybody local to me watching this, just be careful if you guys do decide I'm not bidding on it. I'm out. I'm good. I'm smart with my money, and I bid on not necessarily what I see as a whole. I'm really good at picking stuff out, and man, I've dissected this unit. Now somebody might bid on it for curiosity purposes, and that's fine, but man, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, because like, why do you have blue tape here, right? And you got all this beautiful reflective tape, or new tape here. It's like, I guess what I'm trying to get at is, why would you tape these, right? And then why would you not tape those? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you not tape that the same way you tape these? And then, of course, you keep one collector in there to say they might be in there. I don't know. You agree? I mean, I don't even know what else to say about it. I mean, that's dog hair all over, which is fine. Still a good piece. I mean, still make a little bit of money on it. But see what I'm saying? Like, there's no dust. Like, there's no dust on any of this except for that. That's clearly fingerprints. So think about it. There's a thumb right here. They put their hand on it to move it, right? Yeah. So, I mean, come on, man. Come on. Not a lick of dust in this thing. Now, who knows? Maybe there's collectibles in here. Who knows? But then, see that right there looks spray paint. I don't know what that is. That's like maybe like one of those cheap Black & Decker drills or something. I guarantee I could probably find something else wrong with this too. Look, the handle's undone right here. Time is money. I know some of the best units. Some people have scored on his shoes and clothes, and some people don't like dealing with it. Yep, I understand that. We've been doing really well with so like here's my kind of numbers right now on eBay. So last 31 days on eBay, we've done $12,248. And then on Whatnot this month, we have done over 6,200. So we made 18,000 the past 31 days just between those two platforms. So we've really been putting in a lot of work on everything. Like today we did 460, and we sold a $200 Barbie right here, $200. This thing I just sold for 22. A bunch of other little random things. So it's kind of crazy, how much money you can make reselling. But again, that's like another sign right there, right? Is like the handles popped open. Maybe it's coincidence. I don't know. Very good. I know some people have scored very big in the Jacksonville area and near the military bases and airports in Florida. I've done really well in Jacksonville beginning of last year. We won a unit, big 10 by 30 unit, won it for under $1,500. And man, we killed it with that unit. I mean, tons and tons of collectibles. The person actually had an eBay store. We looked them up on Facebook, and no posts about like losing their unit, nothing like that, or their eBay store. We found posts about their eBay store, checked them out. They were not doing eBay no more, but pretty much everything in that unit was eBay. Everything. Kind of crazy. But yeah, man, like, doesn't make sense. It does not make sense, man. Look at the condition, man. And this right here is usually whenever they overuse it a lot. That's why they have it turned around so you can't see the condition. One is always not really a good brand, but it's just weird how it's conveniently placed, right? Like conveniently placed, like right there. That's turned slightly. That's on top of here. The thing is there anything? Let me see. Yeah, see, this is definitely not in there. You can just tell. The clock ain't in there. I don't know. I know somebody did very good in Miami when they bought Chad Johnson's storage unit. People have scored big up there. Dang, little details don't add up in the condition and how different things are placed. Wouldn't even make me want it. Yeah, like I'll show you. I'll show you this real quick. So like these are like my one units. I actually won 2 more on here, but for some reason the facility canceled them, and I don't know why. So my invoice is zeroed out, but I paid cards. I don't know why they did that. But like for example, let me see. Yeah, so this was the Jacksonville unit. Unit I'm watching ends Thursday morning. Try to win it. They're fun. But yeah, this was the Jacksonville unit. And this was my mindset, right? I'm sitting here looking this. So I mean, you can literally look up pretty much everything on here. Bluetooth cooler speaker, Frozen. I started looking up everything. I'm like, well, all of it has a pretty good sell-through rate. This right here was a rare Disney box right here. Then it's like you got Mickey Mouse, and then you got Callaway, you got Cryptstick. Cryptstick's a great brand. This is clearly not staged. Let me rephrase that. It kind of looks staged because of the boots and everything's out front. But whenever you really start looking into the details, man, look, dust. Dust everywhere, no fingerprints. Look, that right there's a rare Italian chair, which is pretty cool. And then it's like, then you really start looking back in here, man. This is like Clown, Budweiser, uh, just tons, just filled with collectibles. So I was like, you know what? Because Christopher was actually in my Discord whenever I was talking about this. I was talking about it the night before, and then this picture right here, you can barely see it right here, but I've been doing this a while. I was like, it was from Christopher. I think it was somebody else in the chat. I can't remember. In our Discord. Oh, it was Dragon, and I was like, I bet you that's Carrolltown. I got there, and guess what? It was Carrolltown. So funny, man. But this unit right here is where you can make some serious money. I love this. I know if Harry Tornado would have saw this, he would love this. I love this unit. Golf clubs people can score big on. Yes, we did a unit with a bunch of golf club stuff. Let me see. This one right here. We won this for $450. And look how many golf clubs are in this one. Look at all the shafts, man. Like so many shafts. Oh, and then this thing right here. What? What? Okay. And then this piece right here was brand new. We sold that for $1,000. Doubled our money. And there was another one over here, brand new. There was like golf displays over here. I mean, this was a business that went out of business. So many good golf clubs. I mean, look at all that. We made, and we won it for $450. I told my wife, I was like, I don't know how we got it for so cheap. It makes no sense. See right here, this little golf prize. This was like a spinning display. Didn't know that at the time. Then they had like a little bit of tools, and anyways. So yeah, we have found some pretty incredible items over the years, and all the units that we won last year have all been pretty decent. Exception of this one. This was probably the only one where we profited maybe like $100 on. We didn't really do too well on this. There's some Bose speakers. So the reason why I bid on it because of speakers, some tools. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. No, we made about $500 on this unit because in this stuff right here, we found a whole bunch of perfumes and stuff that really kind of helped. And so yeah, we made about $500 on this one, but we have made some killer money. And I think, let me see my wins, because this right here was the boot unit. We won it for $1,200 and the other one for $800. But man, look how blurry these photos are. These photos are just terrible. But then you can clearly tell that's a Justin box. All these are Justins, and then you kind of put two and two together. I'm really surprised it went for so cheap. But when you put two and two together, you can clearly tell these are going to be shoes, boots, etc. And then everything else that we found in this, look at all the boxes. Like, why would you not bid on this? It makes no sense. Look at the dust. And that thing was sitting there since 1996. So, but anyways, I'm getting off topic though, but that's kind of what I want to show you guys because it made no sense with that unit. So hopefully, let me reshare my screen. But I'll end it with this. Yes, those photos are terrible, but it's got the business feel. Exactly. And as long as people can see past the photos, sometimes that's the biggest thing. But going back to this, and I'll leave it at this, and I'll let you guys get to bed and get back to business or whatever you guys are doing. But at first glance, it looks like it's going to be a good unit. But man, as I was bidding up to $870, then I realized I got outbid by like another $100. I was like, well, it's getting close to $1,000. Now let me really give a deep dive, and I kind of write stuff down and what I see. But there's a few things that just doesn't make sense, like the handles open right here. Look at that. That looks like fresh tape too. No dust on here, but there's dust on here. But everything is like conveniently placed up front, like boom, boom, Seiko watch. And they went in very detailed, literally of everything that we just looked. You know what I mean? And another thing that really just throws me off though is why would you tape these, right? Tape that, all good tape, and then not tape that. You know what I mean? Unless it's empty, like these boxes are. All these boxes are empty. You can clearly tell. There's a PS5 box in there. I highly doubt. I would say 8 out of 10 times, 9 out of 10 times, nobody's putting a PS5 right there without like stacking it up nice and neat and just putting it under a whole bunch of crap. Maybe I'm wrong. but there's something off about it. Comment down below, you guys. Live chat. Let me know what y'all think, because it just doesn't make sense, man. That's not gonna. That's fresh tape, man. That is fresh tape. Been doing this a long time, or well, 6 years. Not a long time. The watch box, I'm sure the clock isn't in there almost, but I don't think it's in there because if you look at it, the clock is not held up by anything. It's just kind of sitting there. You see what I'm saying? There's nothing holding it on this side, so that's very light. So there's no way there's weight in that. Yeah, that's empty. That's empty. That's definitely in there. But I have a feeling they because I mean people got to make sense, right? It's like, why would they empty out these boxes but not this one? You understand what I'm saying? It's like it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Now maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's thousands of dollars worth of things in there, but these are all also lower end, like Funko Pop figurines. These are not like $100,000 worth of these are like 50-60 bucks if they're new, and used are probably like 20-30 bucks. So yeah, I'm sure whoever buys this is going to find out there's probably about $500 worth of stuff. Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I mean, you figure, let's just say 50 bucks minimum, maybe 20, 25, I don't know. That thing's worth some good money if it's the Pro Touch, which I don't think it is. So that's probably about $100, 250. I don't think that's in there for sure because like nothing's holding it up. Yeah, I don't know. 1,200 gamble maybe. I think it's a staged unit, Goldmine. I think this is a staged unit. There's just a bunch of stuff that doesn't make any sense. You figure 960, somebody's paying. If they're paying 18%, they're paying over 1,100. If they're paying the minimum, if they have a membership, if they're paying 9%, they're paying over 1,000, so 1,086. So, but I don't go live unless I got some like real like evidence to where it has a chance to be something staged. Not saying units like this don't come up often, but there's too many variables that doesn't make any that don't make any sense. Like look at the fingerprints, right? Look at the fingerprints. I mean, and then there's like no dust on this stuff. That handle's popped open. This is fresh tape on here. The condition of this, see a little brown spot? I don't know if you can see it too much. That usually means that it's been used pretty well and they conveniently turned it around. But everything else for Ninja is like, up front. This is an okay piece, like 50-60 bucks plus shipping and pre-owned condition. There's a couple items in here, but then it's like why the fingerprints? I don't know. I'm very sure it's a staged unit. I'm sure any of the professional buyers like Judas or anybody else would agree with me. Yeah, I think so. I think that's why I'm glad I stopped bidding on it, because it just like I said, it doesn't make sense. Because me being the person I am, me and my wife, we're not bougie by no means, but we like quality stuff when we want to buy it. We don't buy it often, but like it's like if you have all this nice appliance type stuff, you got good solid collectibles, nothing crazy, but good solid collectibles. And then you got like a cheap popcorn machine, Could be coincidental, whatever. But then it's like that's popped open again, could be coincidental, whatever. But everything else is conveniently put. But then you got like this fresh tape, and then you got like this box right here with the painter's tape on it. It's rather it's completely empty, and that's why they didn't tape everything up, or it's I don't know. If I would have even saw with a bunch of cheap Mickey Mouse stuff, I would have saw $1,000 $10 items. Are you bidding on it if it was like 50 or $100? Right. What's the World Sports Box? World Sport Box. Let's see. This box? Oh, this one. It was a Target boards. So let's see. Wild Sports. Target boards. So it's from Walmart. And if it's in there, it looks like it's potentially been open. If it's in there, looks like Oh, it says Clemson on the side. Let's see. According to this, somebody's. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I don't know, but it says Clemson right here. I'm thinking that's an empty box. I mean, it has potential to be an empty box. But I mean, it is ripped open, but I don't know. I can't tell from this angle if it has weight and the box is so big. Looks like it may have weight because I mean it's holding that pot up okay. But then again, it's probably a sturdy box. I don't know. I can't tell with that. I can't really put a a finger on this one because it does look like it might have some weight in there, maybe. But I don't know. But again, I might be wrong. I might be wrong. Maybe I'm just talking myself out of it. But because see, look, you see the handle right here that has the little. That thing's messed up right there for that pot. Like I said, the more and more you keep looking, the more and more you realize it's not going to be that good of a unit. Even at $1,000, how much money is going to come out of this unit? And like I said, the dust is the one thing that's really throwing me off. When everything else doesn't have any dust, and you do the numbers, how long does dust take? I say 3 to 4 months. You say 5 to 6. It really makes you wonder. Okay, why is there there's no other dust? Because if it's on, here's my thing: if it's on that right there, that's up here, that's elevated, I feel like you would kind of see it on here. You know what I mean? Or maybe on these bags or on this box or something. I think somebody's gonna take a $400 loss or more. Yeah, I mean if they're paying over 1,000. I don't know. But anyways, I'll end it there, you guys. Sorry I'm being annoying and talking about it. I had a vent a little bit because I started just randomly looking and I was like, well, I've never bought one from this facility before. This is the only one running. Not saying it's the facility. It could be somebody who just automatically defaulted on their unit and staged or whatever. But it makes you wonder. Fresh tape, new box, one item in there to show you that it might be in there. Conveniently. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't know how some people are very, very smart at staging units. Conveniently, just a little hole to show a PS5 box. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but those fingerprints do not lie, man. Those are 100% fingerprints. It doesn't make sense. But again, maybe I'm wrong. I think I may have been wrong before, but I usually can tell. Just really curious why that thing right there is popped open. Because think about it, it'd be pretty easy to just lift this up, take a little sneak peek in there. I don't know. I checked the Google reviews and looked on Facebook for them. Yeah, they look like the reviews are good. Yeah, I checked that out too. Their reviews was good. Yeah, yeah. Take the gamble would be a great video to see if you're wrong or right. It would. It would. But the thing is, I'm winning like 5 or 6 units for Thursday. I don't want to show you guys that because I got some local people who watch the channel. I don't want to be bid up on them, but I mean, I could, I could. Have you got a unit yet in a while on a backup offer? So I've had 2 units last year. I told my wife, I told her straight up. So you can tell when a unit is not going to be paid. I would bid, and as soon as I bid, somebody else would bid. And I think it was a facility on both accounts, 2 different facilities. Within, I think I did a video on it actually. Within 11 minutes, I showed the email and everything. Within 11 minutes of the auction ending, I got offered the backup offer. Makes no sense. It happened to me twice. One of them was 11 minutes, and the other one was maybe like an hour, and it just doesn't make sense. It's like, where's the thing? If we were, because when I tried to talk to the facility, I was like, look, I would be willing to buy the unit, the one that was for an hour. I was like, I'll be willing to buy the unit, but if you look at it, me and this one person started bidding around like $1,200 or whatever it was, and I think I bid all the way up to like $3,500 on it. I was like, if you look at where we bidded, there was no other bidders. If you would honor the $1,200, I'll buy it. And she said, I'll talk to the manager. Didn't hear anything from her. So, yeah, very frustrating about this business. But look, on the Whatnot though, we're doing pretty good. Look, got all types of positive feedback and all types of goodness here. Look at that, doing right by our customers. But yeah, whoever wins this, man, good luck. I'm not bidding on it, man. 960. Yeah, it's already $1,000. Over $1,000. Man, I'm tired. Had a long day today. But all right, you guys, I'll end it there. Much love. I just wanted to show you guys that. I'm gonna go make some more coffee, and hopefully we can keep this reselling train going. We did pretty good today. Again, we've done 18,000 in the past 31 days, which is pretty good. We're on a good start. Last 7 days, 3,000. Not too shabby, boys. Not too shabby. But all right, you guys. I'm new to watching you. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, I was just. I don't know how long you've been in here. I was showing a unit that I was potentially going to try to win for tomorrow, but I think it is staged. I think it's a staged unit. The more and more you look at it, and plus at 1K is a gamble. Even with the YouTube money coming back, won't pay for the unit. I mean, it could. I mean, you figure the gun unit, that unit between 7 videos, I think, or 6 videos, has made us like over like, I don't know, 10 grand or something like that. Now look at that. We just sold a Barbie accessory for $35. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, Kenneth A on Whatnot. Yes, right there. There you are. Everything came in great shape. And oh wait, I'm not sharing my screen. Hold on. Oop. Gotta share my screen. Everything came in great shape, and the prices are very good. Thank you. I appreciate it. I've been on both your Whatnots. Oh, that's my work phone. My work phone is also hooked up to my eBay. There we go. Boom. I definitely appreciate that. We should have so the way it's going to work is Jojo. Hello, Jojo. How are you doing today? I was just showing a staged unit. I don't know how long you've been here, but I was going to be winning a unit tomorrow, but this one is 100% staged in my opinion. Not going to go for it, so I might not be doing anything tomorrow. But I think I might just work on some eBay stuff. Try to get so the plan for this week. Okay, let me look at my side here. I know you guys can't see it. Jojo, I'm doing well. I'm doing very well, very, very well. Can't complain. No complaints. So as of right now, so tomorrow I was gonna win a unit. I'm gonna let it go. Not gonna bother with that one. Because like I said, there's too many variables that kind of shows that it's potentially staged. Maybe it's not. But hopefully whoever wins it, hopefully there's some good stuff there. So as of right now, on Thursday, so this is the plan for this week. So on Thursday, right now, currently, I'm winning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units on Thursday. Yes. So 5 units on Thursday is what I'm currently winning. Some of it's probably going to be pivoted because I'm probably going to get outbid on a couple, and I might mix it up a little bit. And as of right now, I'm winning 1 unit on Friday. Sorry, trying to look here. On Friday, there might be 2 on Friday, maybe, per chance, per maybe. And then there's a few of them for the following week I'm looking at, not locally. I think I might travel a few hours away to kind of maybe depends on what's going on. So depends on what's going on with the amount of units that we win. It'd be nice if whoever wins it sends you a video. Yes, that'd be nice. I'd love to see it. It ain't gonna be the whole thing, just maybe like a small little clip on Facebook or something. But depending on how many units we win, because right now I'm looking at that's a big unit. Okay, that's a big unit. That's a big one. This next one is it's a pretty solid unit. God, what am I getting myself into? What am I haven't won a unit in over a month. The Barbie stuff has been about a month now. And this one's okay, that one's a 10x10, nothing too bad. And then this one should be pretty reasonable, right? 5x10? Yeah, 5x10. And then the other one, gosh, I forgot about this one. What is this one? 7x10. Okay. Yeah, okay. That one, if I got outbid on, I probably wouldn't pursue that. But anyways, sorry, I'm getting off topic. Let us see a couple you bid on. No, I can't. I can't show that. I can't show that. If people are going to be bidding me up, or because I got people who watch me locally, I can't do it. What's the farthest you've gone for a storage unit? The farthest I've gone, honestly, is Orlando. I've been down to Orlando to win a couple units a while back, but usually it's usually like, I mean, I do look out like 150 miles out, north, south, east, and west, just kind of see what's out there. That kind of pull the trigger whenever I feel like it. But usually I try to stay local, if not maybe 2 hours, northeast, southwest. But I'll be willing to drive, 250 miles to to win the right unit, and it would have to make sense logistically for me. But yeah. But anyway, sorry, getting off topic. So my plan for this week is to potentially win all these units. I would like to have a show Friday. I currently have a schedule for Friday. If it's not Friday, then it's going to be Monday. So whatever the next Whatnot show is, there's probably not going to be any Barbies. But down on my unit, there's tons of storage unit items, pallet stuff, some really cool stuff. It was like, but so much. I moved so much stuff down there. It is completely packed, and I gotta run a show. So I'm gonna try to shoot for Friday, but it's probably not gonna happen if I win all these. So it's probably gonna happen hopefully on Monday. And then after that big show, the following show will have more Barbies. That's the way I'm going to try to do it. All depending on what's going on. If, let's say, we get so much stuff that it fills up my other unit, I might just say, you know what, screw it. I'm going to have a Barbie show here at my house, and then so on and so forth. And we'll figure it out. But there's a lot of stuff that we have, and it's going to be really cool because we got like a lot of tools and like crafting stuff. What I'm gonna do is I got these big 12x12x12 boxes that I bought, and I'm just gonna pack them full of tools and whatever, and then just sell them for $1, and then whatever it goes for. I think it'd be pretty cool. Let's see, and then also too, what I'm doing this year. Let me see. So what I'm doing this year though, so last year, so my 2 big units that I currently have, okay, I rent them out, and my rent just went up again. But last year we paid about $20,000 in storage unit fees because we have 2 big 12x40 units, 20 grand, somewhere right around there, 20 grand, and it might be actually maybe a smidge less than 20 grand. But our local auction brought in $26,000, okay, or maybe 26 or 28,000, whatever it is. And the problem is that's only, if you look at it from a standpoint of just storing stuff, only about an $8,000 profit, which is good. It's not terrible. But I feel like my time is being thinned out between taking pictures, moving all the stuff down there, getting the descriptions, dimensions, and then having to come here to post everything, and then we got to wait a week for it to end. Then you got a 4-day pickup, and then you got to deal with all that. And it's one of those things where it's very time consuming. So what I'm doing this year, we're taking a step back from our local auctions. We might try to do it. I mean, we like the local auctions. We actually made a little community locally, people who love buying from us. But from a financial standpoint, it's like, wow, we're really getting thinned out here. I'm putting my wife out there for 4 days just to kind of sit there to do local pickup, and then blah 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 blah, and then we're doing all the storing just to make make a few $1,000s. But this year we're doing a lot of whatnot. We're going to try to shoot for we try to shoot for at least one show on whatnot a week. But if there's nothing going on, we're going to try to shoot for 2 or 3 a week, depending on how much I can get done. And last year whatnot made us I just got the 1099, and we did right here it is. So on whatnot we did 30,000, and that wasn't even doing it consistently. That was doing it whenever I felt like it. I think one month we made $112 in March, and I did no shows in November, and I think I did one show in December for $566. So anyways, so I did it randomly, right? So I did more money than our local auctions, and I didn't put any effort into it. So I had a show on whatnot today. I didn't sell anything. I'm going to try again tomorrow. Keep trying. Whatnot has honestly been really good. Exactly, Christopher. It's too much legwork. Love some of the sales that we got, but if you really look at it, if I just started doing more whatnot shows and kind of dig deep and get everything packed up and all that, and just really just work on that, it's amazing on what the amount of money that you can make. Like I talked to Wade Ventures last night on I think he might have hit 200,000 subscribers. I think maybe not. I just talked to him, and he has a couple of things up his sleeve, and he was sitting there talking to me about how his reselling stuff is going, and he's killing it. But anyways, he basically said, yeah, man, whatnot is a game changer for everybody. And there's going to be some things that go for over retail. There's going to be some things that don't, like even the Barbies that we sold. I think we were getting close to retail. I think there might have been a few of them that went over retail, but I think there was a handful that was pretty dang near retail. And it's like, well, if I'm getting that, I don't have to sit on it. I don't have to, like, for example, all of these are Barbies right here, as you can see before I started doing the whatnot thing consistently. And then in my spare bedroom, I have a ton of Barbies that is currently listed. And we still have some down in my garage, and we have a ton still in my unit. But it's like after I get through these set of Barbies through the whatnot shows, if these are still sitting here, I'm gonna pull them off my eBay and we're just gonna run them on whatnot. The reason why I put them on eBay is to kind of keep some consistent income coming in between shows, if that makes sense. Harry Tornado mostly stopped eBay because he was doing so good on whatnot, and he became very picky on what he has for eBay and whatnot. Yeah, exactly. The way I look at it, eBay is very niche for the most part. Collectibles, cameras, that stuff does pretty well. But if it's like one of those things that somebody's looking for, like shoes don't really do well for me on whatnot. Clothes does okay. Clothes do okay for me, but shoes don't do well. So I don't really try to do any shoes. Here, I'll show you real quick a few things that I've sold on my eBay store. Kind of gets you understand what I'm saying. Like, so these catalogs, man, from the boot unit, like this right here sold for $50. It's just a small little catalog, yay thin, like very, very thin. Like this right here probably wouldn't have done well on eBay or on whatnot. $50. And I think I got 3 more. Yeah, I got 3 more right there. And then all these Barbie accessories. So I've sold a ton of Barbie stuff. Look, Daphne from Scooby-Doo accessories. We just sold a $200 Barbie like a few hours ago, 5 o'clock. Yeah, right there. This one right here, $200. That one was pretty good one. But then like this right here, this Polo Ralph Lauren or Lauren, however you guys say it. leather catalog. I had it there for 500. Couldn't find anything on it. I just said, screw it. Let's just try to throw it up there for 500. I had the first offer for 375. I took it. I said, screw it, man. I'm in the money in the boot unit. I'm not one of those people who's afraid to make a crazy good deal. And who knows? Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But it's just a catalog. That's it. I have no emotional attachment to it. I just let it ride. And then I saw like this nursing book. I bought it at a yard sale for like $10 for a whole bundle of nurse books, and I sold that for what did I take the best offer? 30, 40 on that one. As you can see, all the Barbie stuff, Barbie. Like, look at all this. I mean, just so much of it, man. Just yeah, exactly. It's crazy. Let me see. Um, and of course, those boots are still selling. You're doing very well on eBay. Heck yeah, I've seen the sales. I think you sell more than me quantity wise, Christopher. Um, belt buckle 195, like this thing right here 150. That's from the Barbie unit. And I think I showed you guys that in the recent video, and it was actually a good Avon piece. Don't sleep on some of the Avon stuff. People, kind of crap on Avon stuff. If you can find like the Christmas stuff, they do very well, and it's so quick. It's so quick. Like, I think this one right here. Let's see. I listed that on January 5th, 2026. January 5th, 2026, and it sold January 12th. So it sold in about a week. I know some people do very good on eBay around September on toys and bright. Yes. We did pretty well on eBay last year. I'm gonna do it again this year. But like, look at this one, $20 for this catalog. This is from the military unit. And we sold that for 30. We finally sold this thing. This is from the Renaissance chess set. This is from the Jacksonville unit, the one I was showing you guys earlier. We sold that for 115. I mean, we sold the Beyonce Barbie doll set for 275. Lego display 175. I mean, there's just, we sold these Levi's for $72. That's from the military unit as well. Shipped over 30 items and 30 boxers. The box is nice. I think this morning, between the holiday and this weekend plus whatnot, I think we shipped out, what was it? I think it was 82 packages in total. Like something crazy. But yeah, so yeah, like that's the thing, when it's long as you're selling stuff, man, and it's not sitting there, like it's amazing what you can make. I know one thing that's very rare to find in Avon is gold. Yes, I've heard that. I don't think I've ever found a piece of Avon gold before, but I've heard it's out there though. I've heard it's out there. Look at all this Barbie stuff though, man. Barbie. Hey, a pair of boots, the $20 for another one of those manuals. Barbie, train, Barbie. Oh yeah, and these Polo Ralph Lauren little plaid garment bags and suitcases stuff from the boot unit. That boot unit, you guys, I think after all said and done, I think we're probably going to make like $70,000. Like it's honestly just incredible. And I started getting into a little bit of clothes, Polo Ralph Lauren stuff. You guys, if y'all can get that stuff at a yard sale or find somebody locally that sells them to you for like a couple bucks, it actually does very well on eBay. And I'm so surprised by it. I'm not a clothes person. I don't like selling clothes, but it amazes me. Over the holiday weekend, heck yes. The one thing I would love seeing on storage units is Avon and QVC boxes, because that could mean serious collector, shopaholic, or jewelry holder. Facts. I just bought an accessory pack from Barbie from you on eBay. Was it the thing that just sold? Was it this one right here? There's also this one. Was it recent? Or you just bought one, like it hadn't come through yet? There we go. The desk set. Oh yes, yes, I shipped that out today. Yeah, carrier scan. Yeah, okay. Yeah, oh, I see your name right there. Yes, yes. That's a cool piece. And also too, if you ever see anything in the eBay store, message me. Like anybody who's watching this, if y'all see something that you guys want, and just say, "Hey, I'm from the YouTube channel or whatever or whatnot, whatever," just send me a message and be like, "Hey, I see you got this out there for $40. Would you take 30?" Something like that. I'll work with you. I'll work with you 100%. Um, and we will like I said, we'll take care of you. Like I said, I like my returning customers and viewers and all that, and if I can help make a better deal for you and all of that, I definitely can do it. I've never seen it before. A lot of the accessories are a little harder to find. Like some, like whenever in the Whatnot show, the last show, those musical boxes, unfortunately they didn't work. I couldn't find those anywhere. And then there was I think in the previous show there was like one or two things in there that I could not find anywhere. That's why I was selling them together so somebody can control the market and figure out like what you can get for them. I don't know. But anyways, but going back to this though, like it like this thing right here, I can't remember what that's from, but 42. Oh, that's from the German lady unit. The one where the lady asked for her stuff back, her daughter. Very, very cool daughter, by the way. She's very cool, very nice. I talked with her for like 20 minutes at my storage unit, but yeah, but like a lot of this stuff, man. I mean, look at this vintage 1960s wool sweater, $40. All types of accessories, man. Look, accessories. Um, yeah, this is one of the first ones I listed. $60 for that. You know, Ryobi sander. That's from the military unit. This right here, there was one that sold in pre-owned condition for like $75. None new. So I said, screw it. I'm gonna put it out there for $200, and that thing actually sold. I was very surprised about that. I love German women unit. Good, yes. My Oma, she was German before. I mean, she is German, but she passed away in 2001 or 2021, and she's German, so she's very, very clean lady. She took care of her stuff and all that. Look at this manual, $50 on this one. Look at this, $50 for a manual, man. Crazy. $400 for this belt buckle, by the way, you guys. Look at that. I had other 500. I accepted a 400. I said, whatever, we'll take it. $400, you guys, brand new from the boot unit. I think that's from the German unit. I think another one, $20 catalog. Resistol hat, $125. Yeah, this thing right here sold for $95. Do you have storage unit buyers on YouTube you can't stand to watch? I got a few there, like Storage Wars to me. Yeah, there's probably like two or three. I'm not gonna put out the names just because I don't like talking behind people's back. But there's like two or three of them on there that I think kind of over exaggerate a lot. I love the energy though. We'll never down somebody on their energy because I think energy is very contagious. But there's a few of them on there that don't get the prices right. They're very they think everything is worth something. It's not. It's just the honest truth. But yeah, I got a few people on my list that I'll watch them to kind of to support them, because if you help support their algorithm, it kind of helps you because you do the same thing. But yeah, there's a few. Nice belt buckle, right? And then this thing, I think I did a YouTube short on this one. This little motor. This was part of a ice cream freezer that we found in the military unit, and the ice cream bucket was rusted. And I said, you know what, screw it. Let me just look up the motor, because this thing was in beautiful condition for the most part, and sold for $150, full asking price. Just absolutely crazy. You got about two or three. Hey, feel free to drop the names in the chat. Usually when you buy a collection of certain things, 30% sells right off, then about a month over 50% sold, depending on the collection and stuff. Yeah, I would agree. I think if it's on the slower side, man, people who want top dollar for collections because it's mainly emotional attachment, 30%, of value is what I would probably be willing to pay. But if it's like good solid stuff, I'd be willing to pay. I mean, put it this way: if somebody came to me and was like, "Hey, listen, you have all these digital cameras, like good digital cameras, Sony, Canon. It's about $2,500 worth. I give them all to you for like $2,000, or I might talk. Well, let's say they say $1,800. I would do it in a heartbeat. I don't care if it's a quick like $400 after fees. That is a quick $400. I don't care. I give somebody $1,800 because the $1,800 is a write off, and then I get the profit of my $400 very quick. So hopefully, all the I'm just saying that'd be me. I use the heat gun trick you talked about to take price tags off. Work great. Yes, facts. We have a lot more coming up in the next auction. The heat guns. A lot of people don't use them, man. Especially if you're trying to like maximize profits, get the stickers out, make it look pretty. Heat guns are one of a kind thing to have. Some things take too long to sell, even if it's worth good money. Sometimes it's just best to sell some things and whatnot and blow it out. I think so too. I definitely agree with that. This right here is from the military unit in one of those big clothes boxes, if y'all remember. But see all the stains? All that has stains, and people don't care. And I put it in my description. It has some light standing C photos, no rips or holes, because it didn't have any rips or holes. And somebody still bought it for full asking price of $60. Normally these things go for $80, $90. So I just discounted it significantly because of the standing, and it sold instantaneously. No negative feedback, no nothing. I bought these right here for $5. $5 at a yard sale turned into 170. Don't sleep on these too. A lot of people sleep on these. Is these color samples or swatches. People sleep on them, and I don't know why. I think I sold like 2 or 3 of those last year, and I only found 2 or 3 in a unit. This is from the German unit. I don't know. There's just tons and tons and tons of just good, solid items that I would have never thought would be worth something if I didn't at least scan it, you know? Like, obviously, tools are good. Like, this person right here, y'all want, go ahead and block this person. Go ahead and block this person right here, man. He tries to get over on people. He sit there and said that the battery didn't work in this. And I told him, that's fine. I'll do a refund. He was like, no, I really don't want to return it. I'd rather just get a full refund. And clearly the battery works. I tested it, you know, I made sure to put that in the photos. I was like, man, I'm telling you, I tested it. Would we ever see, hold on. Have you ever thought about buying $1 bin items on a $1 day and do an auction on eBay starting at $2 and they have to pay shipping? You could try that on Whatnot. I would say I'd be willing to give it a shot if it was good solid items, you know, like electronics, stuff like that. Maybe like makeup, beauty supplies. I think that would be really good for some people. But I wouldn't do it on eBay. Would we ever see you buy a hoarder house if the price was right and the deal that the person was a serious collector? So we've actually enrolled into a thing. Where is it? Yeah, so I just did this where we're doing buyouts. So estate sale buyouts, marketplace deals, collections, electronics, video games, more purses. We put this out on Facebook. We've only had one hit, but they said that they're in the middle of probate or something, so they're in the middle of doing that. But I am working on estate buyouts, and I would love to do a video like that. So I guess the answer would be yes, I am trying to do something like that. I would definitely do a buyout. I think it'd be really cool, get a lot of inventory in, a lot of Whatnot shows, etc. So, but I would definitely do it. Definitely do it for the right price. Yeah, I can't watch. What the hell I do watch J&J, but they have one video they didn't edit right and they found the item twice with different reactions. I would say that again, I'm not gonna say who I think is what, but I would also say that there's a lot of fake people on YouTube. Me and my wife, we are not one of them. We have been you can go back and watch my videos. You know, when I first started, obviously the voice, the confidence kind of came in later. But me and my wife, we're the same. We don't change. We whatever the first reaction is, the first reaction. We never go through anything. If we took a sneak peek, we took a little sneak peek, and that's the honest truth. If I ever tell you guys we have not looked in it, we have never looked in the box, so or toad or whatever. But there's a lot of fakeness on YouTube, and I get it. It's about production and having energy and making good videos. But one thing that I'm really surprised about, I'm really surprised our YouTube channel over here hasn't really grown as quick as other people's. Because I feel like we have found some incredible things over the past few years. Like our most viewed video is the gun unit. We found 37 guns, compound bows, crossbows, snap-on tools, collectible swords. You guys named it. It was like the holy mecca of what you guys can find. And those videos made us over like $10,000 from ads. And it's like, I really thought we would be up there like, 50, 60, 70,000. But you have everybody who's kind of like weirdly surpassing us. And it's so mind boggling to me. And I don't know if I'm just not entertaining enough. I don't know if we just don't find good stuff. I mean, I don't know. I don't like to compare myself to other people, and I never will. But whenever I do look at subscribers and all that stuff, it does kind of indicate growth. And that's one thing I've always said, that if you're going to do something in life and you're not going to do it to your full potential, and you don't see like growth from it, why are you still doing it? So I don't know. If I have inventory to sell and whatnot, but just starting, how do you get viewers to bid? So one thing that has worked for me is, one, just be yourself. Two, be very attentive and go the extra mile to explain your items. Like literally whenever I was selling the Barbies the other day, I was showing the whole box. I'm like, look, top looks good, small little indents here, and really just have full confidence in your buyers or in yourself to show what you're selling, and people will trust you with what you're saying. I don't know how many items I've sold on Whatnot. 6.5K sold on Whatnot over the past few years of me doing it off and on. I may have had maybe like 2 returns, and that's because one of them was like post office, and then one of them I did miss something. But be yourself, show everything and anything that you possibly can. Start everything off at $1. I don't care what anybody. Well, maybe not starting off. Wait till you build a following, then maybe do that. But it's one thing I've always said, I'm never changing. Everything's going to start off at $1. I don't care. I know some YouTubers and whatnotters who have changed it to like $2 or $3 starts. I will never do that. I don't care. That's just the way. That's my policy. Whatever. But the biggest thing is consistency as well. Try to run 1 show a week, maybe 2 a week. Start off small. Do 50 items per auction, and then wait till you build those followers, and make sure to tell everybody, hey, please follow, bookmark the upcoming shows, tell them what you got planned for the next auction, whatever, and then raid somebody because usually you can get a few more followers that way, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what I've been doing. I don't believe in doing drama just for the heck of getting ratings. I believe in being true to oneself. I always believe in having integrity and good morals. Yes, facts. Just be yourself. Don't try to like hide a blemish on something. If it's an honest mistake and you miss it, that's one thing. Because at the end of the day, you're not trying to get over on people on purpose. If it was an accident, mistakes do happen. We're human. I don't think anybody would ever, can't really say that. People nowadays expect perfection. But if it's an honest mistake, you can't feel bad about yourself. In my recent video, I talked about, should I feel bad about people who win items in our local auction? Should I be upset that they don't pick up their items, and then they get upset because I told them that it's past the 4-day pickup, and then I had to re-auction their items? And so many people were supportive about it. They were like, hey, you're running a business. You can't just hold it. This isn't Walmart, whenever you go buy something, or whatever, and they expect you to hold it, and et cetera, et cetera. So I was like, my thing is, I would hold it. You just got to communicate with me. If there's no communication, it's going on 10 days. It's already pictures for the next auction. So, but that's kind of what I'm talking about too, though. Is integrity and morals, and just be consistent at it. It's not for everybody. It's really not. It's a hard pill to swallow, but Whatnot's not for everybody. Some people are just not meant for personality-based stuff, and that's understandable. I used to be a very, when I was younger, I used to be very, I wasn't outspoken at all, kind of very quiet, but until I joined the military. Whenever I joined the military, that's when I gained a whole lot of confidence and realized, you know what? I'm actually a strong dude. I can whoop somebody's butt. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I felt confident, the uniform and working out and and going through boot camp and then A school and doing pretty much everything by myself, mentally, physically, and all that. So I gained a lot of confidence. But the more and more you do the shows, you're going to show your true self. And if you really enjoy talking and explaining things and getting things shipped out at within 2 days, usually I do it within a day or so. But if you can do it within 2 days, that's great customer service. You're getting it out quick. You have solid items. Don't expect to go to Whatnot and sell this water bottle for $5. It's not going to happen. But sell good quality stuff. Maybe start off at $2 or $3 until you can kind of build a following, or start everything off at $1. Make your own policy, and don't be afraid to not get top dollar for stuff, because I'm telling you right now, I've been doing this for a little while off and on. This year I'm doing it more. But you'll be surprised. There's going to be some items that go for well over retail, and there's going to be some things that don't. And one of my Whatnot shows, there's this little perfume bottle that had like a metal inlay that looked like a little purse, but it was very cool, probably from the 90s. Sold for $10 at a store somewhere. I showed the tag, said, hey, look, it's worth $10 at one point. Well, let's just sell it. It sold for $19 over on Whatnot. Would have never guessed that. So just have pride in what you do. Have energy. Don't over exaggerate everything. Now, if you truly like something, you can ask anybody who watched my Whatnot. Like, there's a bunch of Barbies that we sold. There's some I'm like, okay, this looks like a basic Barbie. I didn't try to up talk it. I will say that the box is in great condition. But then some of the Barbies were like really freaking cool. So I was like, oh, look at her. This thing is so cool. So just be real with your reactions. Don't over exaggerate every little thing. Just really like the stuff that you like. And I think you'll be fine. Let's see. So I know there's a lot of talking. Yeah, they making money. Jesus got the best method. It's quick and you can learn from it. Oh, Jeebus, yeah. Second Sense puts out a lot of videos, so you can look forward to seeing content. Yes, facts. Yep, a lot of content out there. That's the thing. I do everything by myself, though, for the most part. I edit all my videos. I do all the logistic stuff. However, my wife is going to be helping out a ton this year, which is going to be awesome. We've been losing weight. I'm down 12 pounds. She's down 14 pounds. So we've been mentally, physically good. I start baseball up February 15th, so I'm gonna be a little bit sore. So I don't know. We're gonna see. I'm on a traveling baseball team as well, or trying to go to some tournaments this year is what I should say. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time this year. A lot of stuff going on. So my goal is to buy 25 to 50 $1 items throughout the week, then do one Whatnot auction every Friday night. That's a great start. Like I said, I wouldn't go in there trying to do 300-400 items. I think 25, 50 items is perfectly fine a week. Get your little, like if you spend, let's say 50 items, you spend $50, try to hopefully double up, right? You want to try to make $100. That would make sense. And then kind of do the same thing. Take that $100, slash it in half, put that $50 off to the side, take that $50, do the same thing. Now let's say this next auction, you do $150. Well, guess what you do? Take $100 of that, put it off to the side, do your 50. Do that for like a month. And then you can start seeing your money build up a little bit. Now it's like, oh wow, now I got $1,000. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go balls to the wall. Let's do $200 this week. You still have $800 in reserve, and then so on and so forth. So that's a great way to do it. Even Rachel Strickland hit slow sprint when she hit 45K, but spurt when she hit 45K, but spurts come and go as you grow. Yes, exactly. But Jeebus put in a lot of work. That's how he got his views. Yes, he puts out a lot of content. Well, he has 3 YouTube channels. He also has a good system too. I think I know he has a little team, right? It's not just him and his wife. I think his mom and dad help. I don't know. I know somebody helps. I mean, his brother. But I like Jeebus. I like Jeebus a lot. He puts a lot of effort in his videos, and you can tell that he cares about putting out good, solid videos. I know some things that wouldn't sell on eBay do better on Whatnot, and you can sell a better variety of stuff and do a variety box. The biggest thing about Whatnot is just selling a variety. Let's just say you win a storage unit for, let's say, $200, and let's say you can pull out 100 individual items, right? And let's just say 20 of those go on eBay for a total of $500, right? That's like the cream of the crop stuff that you think that will do better on Whatnot. And then guess what? Now you have 80 or more items you can run on Whatnot for $1. And let's just run the numbers here, but let's just say you spent $200 on a unit. Let's say you have $500 on eBay that you think that'll sell pretty good. So now we're down to $300, because your $200 cost of goods. You got $300 now, right? So now let's just add. Now you have 180 items on Whatnot to sell. or 80 items on Whatnot to sell. So let's say each one of those sold for, let's say $4, $4, right? So that's $620. So you just basically tripled your money from that unit, and that $4 could be very minor too. I mean, you never know. If you have good solid items, you might average $10, $11 per item. It's one of those things you just don't know. The easiest thing for me to lose weight was nodding after 7 and eating my big meals in the morning, my little meals in the afternoon. The one thing that helped me start losing weight is I stopped all soda. I switched over to, some people say this is a placebo. It helps me, but I switched over to NeuroGum. It's like caffeine. It's like 100 milligrams of caffeine whenever I need it to kind of stay focused. But chewing gum after eating has really helped me. And then another thing that's helped me is I skip breakfast. I have a light lunch, like a banana, maybe like a little bit of like small, like 4 ounces of steak or something. And then for dinner, I'll have a big meal, and then that's all I have for the rest of the night. That's what's helped me, and I am working out a little bit here and there. And but yeah. All right, but going back into this though, like look, Canon Power Shot, like this is the stuff like you're not gonna sell this on Whatnot. Uh, uh, who was asking? E-Doggy, like this right here, this little faucet hot stem. You're not gonna make money on that on Whatnot. I'm gonna show you some like niche stuff that you probably should put on eBay. Like this right here, this Mario Kart 8. You could have put that on Whatnot. It would have sold for some good money. But like this thing right here, this is like a very niche, vintage Launer black calf leather wallet. I had that up there for I think 200. I took a best offer for 170. I don't think that would have done that great on Whatnot. This bronze statue right here of this, that wouldn't have done good on Whatnot. Sold for 250. I had it there for 300. I said screw it. I think this is from the gun unit. I can't remember. But like stuff like that would not do good on Whatnot. See, now I have a ton of Zippos behind me. I thought about taking them off eBay and selling them on Whatnot, because I know people would. I know Zippos would probably do really well on there. Yeah, this guy right here gave me negative feedback because I sold. He said I sold him the wrong shoe. He was trying to do trying to keep the item, but then do a full refund. I said no, not gonna happen. No, not gonna happen. Tools do okay on Whatnot. I don't think you would get anywhere near this because some people probably wouldn't know what these are worth. These are called stubbies. If you ever find them, they're actually pretty good, and you can actually find them. They're not like rare or anything, but people want the little stubbies. And these right here sold for $70, and it was missing one. And I think if you had the full thing, I want to say you probably get like $85 for it. Let me see something that would be good for Whatnot. Like this thing right here probably would have been good for Whatnot. You probably would have got like $3 or $4 for it. Maybe $5 if somebody really wanted it. Collectibles obviously would be good. I'm trying to find something that's kind of like just a random thing, not just necessarily collectibles, but like shoes don't do well for me. I know they do well for some people, but not me. I cannot tend to get like $10 per pair. It just doesn't happen for me. Like this right here would not be good for Whatnot. I paid $2 for this at a yard sale. And let me. Do you like stuffed animals to sell them? Whatnot at times. I don't like selling stuffed animals. I don't like it. The reason why I don't like it is because they take up, especially if it's like just a medium size, they take up so much room in a box. Yeah, they don't break, nothing like that. Easy to ship. But I don't like stuffed animals because I don't know where, especially when you do storage units, you don't know if they've been around like kids' mouths, and yeah, you can wash them, whatever. But I don't have time to do all that. I don't like selling them. That's just me. That draft head I sold is eBay item, not Whatnot. Exactly. Is there a set shipping price a buyer pays, or is there an amount you stay at, or do you change by weight? So, the way I do it is the buyer pays for every 5 pounds. So let's say they buy their first item, they're going to pay whatever they pay, $9.71, $9.78, $10, whatever it is. And then let's say the first item was 1 pound, then the next 2 items were a pound. Then it'll equal up to 5 pounds for that one price, right? And then after they fill up their 5 pounds, the next item they want to buy that's over the 5 pounds, they pay the next 5 pounds, if that makes sense. That's the way I do it. I know some people who are really big on Whatnot because they know they're going to get good money for stuff. They'll just set it at one flat rate, $9.78 or whatever it is, and then whatever shipping comes after that, it comes out of their own pocket, so the buyers can spend more money, essentially. I don't do that because I I think the customer should always pay for shipping. That's just me. Even if it means I get a little bit less money for it. And you run no risk of you selling like, I don't know, let's say you're selling like something massive like that's glass that weighs 7 pounds, right? And you run it for $1 and then you sell it for 3. You're gonna lose money on the shipping and shipping supplies. That's just me. But this right here though, I paid $2 for this at a yard sale. And the only reason why I looked at it, because I looked at it, I was like, Metastrom. It just sounds interesting. Let me just look at it, kind of twirling it around. And then guess what? I saw a barcode. So I scanned the barcode, and it was going for $125 all day long. Great sell-through rate. And I paid $2 for it at a yard sale. And that's what I'm saying, man. If you don't know what something's worth, look it up. Like I paid $30 for this at a yard sale, brand new in the box, sold it for $150. Just a Garmin thing. But like stuff that wouldn't be good for Whatnot would be stuff like this, like little vacuum cleaner. It's over $12, not a lot of money. Clothes do okay, but some clothes I just put on eBay strictly just because you can get usually top dollar for it. Like this right here, this yearbook sold for $20, 1947. That's such a cool look too. That's from a storage unit at some point. Had it for a long time. Yearbooks don't really sell quickly. But anyways, but yeah, that's kind of, you just gotta figure out what are you willing to put on Whatnot, because if you do like a storage unit, right, and you score like so big on it, you're gonna have inventory for days for eBay, right? So if you have inventory for days, you could probably split some stuff up, like on the Barbie stuff, right? So before I stopped writing everything down, I listed 190 Barbies for $9,585, right? And obviously I've listed way more than that as of right now. But I think I've done 2 shows with Barbies, and they've done really well, really well. And I got everything packed up within a day or 2. They're shipped out, ready to go, and the other stuff still making me money on eBay. So I think what people like to do, like I know some people like to stick to one platform, and I do like that idea. I think eventually maybe Whatnot would be my full-time income. I think maybe maybe not, because like I said, there's gonna be some stuff that is just not worth putting on Whatnot. You'd rather put it on eBay to get some more money in. I think eBay Whatnot is the future though. I think eBay's always kind of been there, but I think eBay and Whatnot is going to be the future if you're looking for quicker money to where you can buy more storage units, more collections, whatever. To kind of put it in perspective, right? So the past 31 days, we've done over 18,000. Okay. And then, hold on one sec. And this isn't me like flexing. This is just, I'm very transparent, and very open person. It's not about necessarily money for me. I love selling stuff. I just love what I do. So on eBay, I get paid out every day. Okay, that's just the way I do it. Some people wait a week. That's fine. They do their own thing. So my last 4 payments that have come through, 2 on Whatnot and 2 on eBay. Okay, actually, let's see. So all right, so it's from January 14th. These are all my income that has come in just from Whatnot and eBay. Okay, so it's January 14th. 2 from Whatnot, $851.42, $938.84, and that's quick money, right? Because I get paid out the second I print the label. Once I print the label, I can cash out. Money comes to my account. eBay, $647.87, because I have stuff that's listed, right? Then my next 3 after that, $1,158.45, $1,357.64. That's from eBay. And then the other Whatnot is $702.33. So now we have a good amount of money in our business account, right? Now, at the end of the month, I'll take some of that, put it into my savings, okay? But again, if you go to my eBay, I know I'm not showing you guys this because it's personal stuff, but if you look at it on eBay right now, I have available $183 that's going to be paid out tomorrow, and then I have another $400 processing right now. So yeah, when you're paying that much for storage, yeah, it's best to move it fast. Time is money, and space is money. Exactly. And with me doing the local auctions, love doing it. It's a lot of work though, a lot of work. So if I take a step back from that, right, and let's say every auction I was probably averaging $2,600, and there's some auctions that I did make like $4,000, $3,200, but on average I think it was like $2,600 a month. And if I'm paying $2,000 a month for my storage units, I'm paying $20-something thousand a year, or whatever my rent is, $1,800, whatever it is. Anyways, but it's like around $20,000 a year, and I only made $6,000 or $8,000 profit from doing local auctions, which sounds great, not for the amount of time and work, for the space, because essentially the units were just used for our local auctions. That's it. That's all it was used for. So now that we took a step back from that, doing the Whatnot stuff so far, and again, you run the numbers. So if we're making about $2,600 a month from our local auction, right? Now that we do away with that, as of right now, if you look at what we have done this month so far, we have done, I think it should be able to, yeah, it's calculated in our recent show. We have done $4,763 this month just from Whatnot, and that's from doing how many shows? I don't even think. I mean, it's not even that many shows. It's literally, let's see, we've done 1, 2, 3, 4. We've done 5 shows this month, and we've done $4,763. That's already more than what we've done for our local auction, and it's not even in the month. And tomorrow's the 21st. So that means we still got over a week to potentially run another 2 or 3 shows. So again, that just goes to show you that Whatnot and eBay, in my opinion, are going to be the future for the way resellers should move forward. I know some people are moving to Whatnot full time, which is fine. They'll be able to move stuff quicker than I would. I think that's fine, in all of that. But just today or yesterday, I was on Whatnot, kind of sourcing a little bit, and there's this place that's a liquidation place, and they sold me a. Hold on, let me see real quick, because, and this is what I'm talking about. I'm all for giving people great deals, and I totally love doing it. That's why I do the Barbies. I'm not gonna hold on to everything because I have so much inventory. But when you look at my purchases here, let me see exactly what it was called. I bought a something for myself too. I bought a water flosser for $19. I feel like that was a pretty good deal. And then can I not see my? So it was called a. Crap, I don't know what it's called. I can't look at it on thing because the person who sold it doesn't have a thing. I can't look at the video receipt. Why? Anyways, but it's some kind of sensor, right? I think it was a Ecobee. I knew I wasn't crazy. So it was an Ecobee sensor, okay, and it was new, still sealed, and I bought it for $8 plus shipping plus taxes, $10.95. Okay, when it comes to something niche like this, it's worth putting on eBay. And let me show you guys real quick what it is. Just gotta get you to see eDoggy of what I'm talking about between what's niche and like what you should be selling on Whatnot. If you have a big following, sell everything on Whatnot. That's on you. But this is what I'm talking about. So this was an Ecobee sensor. Okay, I bought it for $10.95. Okay, that's what I bought it for. So again, it was brand new. So we changed the search menu to new. So look at this, 218 listed. Okay, 218 listed. We go down to sold items, 406 sold, and It was this one right here that, no, wait, hold on. Yeah. So this is the one that was sold to me. It was the white version, $80. So $10.95 for a cost of goods. That's a write-off, by the way. That's a write-off because I did it through my business card. And then after you sell this, let's say eBay takes its, I don't know, 10, 12 bucks. I mean, you're probably making, let's say they take 10. So yeah, I mean, that's probably a $50 bill. That's going to sell quick. That right there, you wouldn't put on Whatnot just because it's such a niche thing, because not everybody has an Ecobee smart sensor. Now, let's just say this was a Ecobee. I don't know if they make this or not, but let's say if it was do they do doorbells? They do. Okay. So let's say if it was a doorbell. Now it's like the first set before you can get to the sensors, right? So anybody can buy a doorbell camera, right? But not everybody can buy a sensor. Does that make sense, E-Doggy? Because like I'm not gonna buy a sensor if I don't have the doorbell. But if you're selling a doorbell, hey, I can maybe get the sensors later on and buy the doorbell from you. So, but that's what I'm saying. If I was making that much, I would buy a pound of silver every 2 weeks. I mean, hey, I mean, man, let me tell you, it's one of those things. It's one of those things. Like it, what was I about to do? But like some of the stuff is like such niche, like these thermostats. The Barbies aren't really niche in my opinion. I just, whenever I was listing them, is before I started doing Whatnot. But I mean, $200, I probably wouldn't have got $200 for that on Whatnot. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have got it. But this right here would be one of the ones where it's like, okay, well, you know, got $200 for it, and maybe it'd bring in $100 on Whatnot. I don't know. But I definitely wouldn't have gotten the 200. So like sometimes it's not really about money, and it is about moving items. But like if, let's just say, I don't know, let me just see something real quick. So if I was to look this up right now, right? So there's currently 186 listed, give or take. Some of them are going to be a little different. But look, there's a whole bunch of them, a little bit different. All right, so a little bit different. Now we go to sold. I guess mine's very specific. Okay. Never mind. I don't know why mine would sell for 200. And at some point, I got $200 from somewhere. No matter if it was, it might have been WorthPoint. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. So I got this from WorthPoint. That's what it was. Right there. Sold for $219. I put it up for 200. That's how I got that price. So that's why I sold for so quick. This one says read, so there's probably some wear to it or something. So, and then these people, I was just under them to where somebody would be willing to buy mine. The way to get your following up is to have a few jackpots every show, or buy a storage unit and sell the stuff on Whatnot without looking it up. Yes, I think if you have a good solid way of actually like selling everything, and I've seen a few people who do like live unboxing. I feel like that's fine. I think it's cool. But the only problem I have with that is I feel like you would be wasting so much time cutting up boxes just trying to find good stuff. I think that would be me. So I think a prepared show is better in my opinion. But each their own. People do their own thing. But if you could have a couple good bangers, I think we sold a rifle scope in our recent auction. I think it sold for like $175, or at least a couple auctions ago. And then we sold 2 pickleball paddles. I didn't know anything about them. We found them, and they're brand new, and we sold them. Somebody said, run both of those, please. I said, okay, I'll run them both. And all of a sudden it jumped up to like 150, 170. I think it sold for like 270 or something. And I was so flabbergasted because I never looked them up. Apparently they were worth $333 a piece, according to somebody. But yeah, so I would say have a couple bangers for sure, because people are looking for certain things. But yeah, don't look anything up. If you like, if I every now and then I do look a couple things up, and I'll be like, yeah, man, this thing's worth like $150. Dead serious. Go look it up. And people on my Whatnot shows know that I'm a very talkative, honest person. So not like probably like 99% of them will just literally take my word for it. And I've had one person who bought from me numerous times, and they're like, dude, I made so much money off of you. So it's so funny to hear. But whenever I say, hey, look, I looked this up, this thing's worth like $40, I don't care about getting that, but that's what I get. And then I'll buy like purses or stuff at garage sales. I'll leave the sticker price on there. But look, guys, I pay $5 for this. If I can get $5 to break even for you guys to get a good deal, I'm all for it. If it goes under that, don't worry. But I always tell them, don't worry about making me break even. Only bid on it if you guys are going to truly enjoy it. And there was a few coach purses that went under price of what I paid for it. And there's some things that went where I doubled. So it kind of equals out. I made a little bit of money. Everybody has good deals. It's still a write-off with whenever you buy it. And you you make your money. But I think that's the biggest thing but gold mine definitely is very true though. That's very true. If you just sell it, don't expect anything out of it. Just sell it. Be very descriptive and you'll have a ton of fun with it. I spent $150 on bin items to turn that into $1,200 so far on just Facebook auctions and marketplace. I want to transition to eBay and whatnot. E-Doggy, you're already on a great path. I say online stuff is really good too because you always get 1099s. It's easier for upkeep, and then just anytime you purchase something, just write it down, put it in a Google Docs or something like that. But that would be the best way to do it, because I've been doing this for 6 years and reselling has essentially changed my life. And when I say that, not necessarily, financially, yes, it has changed my life too, because coming from the military, I'm ex-military, we didn't make much money. But financially it's changed my life. But not just that though, it's like I'm buying things that I would not be able to afford. Like I have a trailer, I'm about to pay that off this year. My truck is fully paid off. I have an 800 and what is it? Hold on, I'm gonna show you guys right now. Let me see real quick. Do you boost your shows? I do not. I don't boost any of my shows. What you can do, a lot of people don't know this, that you don't have to boost your shows to get viewers. If in between items that people aren't interested in, you tell them to click the screen for the yellow hearts, that actually helps boost your show, which is cool. So check this out. So I have an 819 credit score, you guys. Oh, wait, 819. Look at this. Look at that. I have an 819 credit score. My truck is paid off. I have over $200,000 equity in my house right now. My trailer is about to get paid off. I have no credit card debt. I used to be in credit card debt whenever I first got out of the military because we moved into a new house, trying to move down back to Georgia from Virginia, and I had to spend a little bit of money to get to where we are. I have no credit card. I have no debt exception of the little bit I had left on my trailer and my house. That's it. I have nothing else. And I think the financial freedom and the physical freedom that reselling can actually do for people don't really see the bigger vision. Yes, there's going to be some weeks where you work, 1,000 hours, but in those 1,000 hours might give you for the next month off to where you can, you can do whatever you want. Like me and my wife, we went down to Orlando 3 times last year because we wanted to. Time to get a huge barn to stop paying the store. Yeah. So that's our next thing we're working on. We're trying to find the perfect property. And there was one that was kind of perfect. It was in a different location, or a weird location, not too far from where I currently live now. They wanted $650,000 for, which isn't terrible because they had a ton of storage space. They had $100,000. They had $100,000. Oh my gosh, mind going blank. Shed, massive. I'm talking about like very long, had roll up doors, over 100,000, built up the code, electricity. It had a bathroom in there. It had full concrete. I mean, the works. And then it had another still big shed, like a very big one, very tall one, pretty deep one. And I can't remember how many square foot that one was, but I think they said they spent like $40,000 on that. And then they had kind of a crappier one in the back area that's kind of run down a little bit, but you can still store stuff in there. Nothing serious. Didn't have like a foundation. $600,000. Okay, no fence, which isn't a crazy big deal. But in the bathroom, it had a ton of mold in the ceiling in the bathroom. The vent was all the way like over here, so you'd have to pay to get it here. And it's like, if that's in the walls, I mean, that's probably like a $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 job. And I'm just like, man, you want 650,000 for that? Because I guess he's trying to say the shed makes up for that issue. And I'm like, I don't know, because then it could be a whole ventilation system issue. I don't know. Other than that, the house is bigger than ours. Like our house is a little over 2,800 square foot. Their house was, I think, 4,000 square foot. A little bit ran down though. It's kind of like outdated a little bit. They had tons of holes in the walls where they hung up a bunch of stuff like all throughout the house. I mean, but I did see like potential. When you go upstairs, there's windows everywhere, which I freaking loved. Um, it's a quieter area, but it's still right on the main road. So, anyways, what I'm trying to get at is it was kind of like a perfect property if it didn't have that mold. Now, I did tell the realtor that, hey, I'm willing to offer them 1 or 2 deals. They take care of the mold, then they come back to me and and all that, and maybe we figure out maybe I can do 650,000. And I told her, or I can offer 500,000 right now. And you can relay that back to them. And she came back and told me that or I'm sorry, she has not relayed anything back to me, and that's been a while. So, but as far as property wise, we're trying to find at least something with 5 acres, at a reasonable price. The fence doesn't really need a fence, but it's just somewhere where I can essentially call it a forever home, because my next house that I buy is going to be my forever home. I'm not trying to move again because, one, we have so much stuff here because me and my wife, we're a collector family. On top of that, we have to move all of this crap too, So whatever house we do choose is going to be our forever home. I have looked in, like 30 minutes out. There is a few places in like Sylvania, but that's kind of a little bit of ways away from everything. So I'm trying to stay somewhat local because I'm kind of in like a happy medium to like South Carolina to Georgia to Florida. Jacksonville's only like 2.5 hours away from me. So South Carolina's like, I don't know, 10 minutes away from me, and so on and so forth. So I'm in a happy medium where I'm at. But you are right, though. Paying $20,000 roughly a year for 2 storage units is eating away a lot of profit. I'm definitely making it work, though. We're making some good money, but it would be nice to not have that price tag on doing business. But we are looking. We're looking almost every week for houses. Like I said, over $200,000 equity right now. So it's like, we ran the numbers through our bank. We can afford like a $700,000 house right now, which is amazing. And that would give us, a lot of wiggle room to find a good house, like a good solid sized house with some good storage. Now, if I can even find like an even cheaper house, let's say $500,000, something like that. Even $500,000 is still expensive, but like a $500,000 house, and then I could put like $100,000 into like a new shed, like one of those big ones, industrial ones, or not industrial. It's bad term, but kind of like the guy had. That would be ideal. But yeah, we got a lot of plans this year. Just gotta try to figure out that right property. We told our realtor, what we're looking for, and she's kind of close. She's kind of close. Like it'd be like, like the shed or the barn or whatever. It's just too small because we're trying to do everything in there. Between putting the eBay racks up to the running the whatnot shows in there and everything. We're trying to put everything in there. Whenever we do storage units, throw it in there. Henry, what's going on? How you doing today? I was showing off a potential staged unit in my area, and a lot of people were agreeing with me that they think it is staged. So yeah. Get the same size house and build a shed. Well, that's what we were trying to do, but that's why we need a little bit more acreage, because with 2 acres is not enough room with what I want to do, because again, I want it to be a forever home, right? There was a property that had well, that's the thing. I could build a shed here, but the HOA, we live in an HOA, is really freaking annoying. But the HOA, they said they can only approve a 12 by 10 shed. Or no, I'm sorry. Crap, I don't even know. 8 by what'd they say? A 5 by 12 shed or something like that, or something very small, like something insanely small. And I'm like, I live on the cul-de-sac at the end where nobody can see behind my house because they said it would be an eyesore. And I'm just like, you can't even see it from the street. So anyways, that's why I can't do it here. But that's why I'm trying to say, like, if I'm gonna move again, it has to be like the perfect property. I'm fine with the same size house. I'm fine with that. I think we got plenty of room, 2,800 and like 60 square foot or whatever we have. I think that's perfect amount of room for us at least. But I need something with a little bit more land to where I can build that shed and still do stuff like my dogs. I also have this weird dream that I want to build a baseball field on my land one day because I love baseball. And we play every spring and winter and all that, or fall. And so that's kind of one of my big dreams is to do that. And then I can just go out there and pitch to my wife. We got catcher's equipment for her. She catches for me from time to time. And even though she hates it because I throw pretty hard and fast, I think I'm throwing like maybe 85 right now, which is pretty good for a 33-year-old who hadn't, never, not really pitched in for 15 years since I got out of the military. But anyways, but yeah, that's the goal though. 5 acres at least. There was one property that had 28 acres. It's about 45 minutes up the road, middle of nowhere, and they wanted 400,000 for it. It had all the perks to it. It was on like what is it called, like wetland area, so it flooded real bad and stuff like that. So I was like, I don't know if I want to deal with that or should I deal with it when that time comes? I don't know. When it came to this house, great house. We got 200,000 equity into already into it, so it's like great first house. I think we chose it right, but we also rushed it a little bit. But going into the next house, we're being very, 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 very picky because, like I said, I want this to be a forever home, and I can spend it building it up and do what I want to do with it. So it's got to be the perfect property though. I'm not saying I have to look for 20, 30, 50, 100 acres. If I can get 5, I think that would be kind of cool. Because I also want to build like a little gym. I also want to build like a small little library for my wife because my wife loves books and all this other stuff. There's a bunch of things I want to do to make it like a forever home. But I got big dreams though. I got big dreams, and I think this year is going to be probably our best reselling year of every year I've been doing this. So I'm definitely excited about it. And let me see here. And this year, like I said, we're taking a step back from local auctions. We're going to be doing Facebook Marketplace a little bit more, report that income as local, like cash and everything. And then we're going to be doing Whatnot a ton more. So, but with that being said, you guys, we've been live for almost 2 hours. Again, if you guys showed up late, I was showing them the staged unit. I will show it one more time. So if you guys are local, just be wary of the unit. I could be wrong on it, but a lot of signs show that, in my opinion, been doing this for a little bit, that it is potentially staged. And let me show you guys right here. Share the screen. And this is it right here, you guys. Last time I'm going to show it, then I'm going to get off and start winding down for the night. But again, very conveniently placed all this stuff, right? And then we were sitting there looking at these fingerprints, man. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. You got the open flap there, and if you notice, all good solid items, this thing's turned around. And that little brown spot usually means that this thing is probably overworked, used a lot. This thing has dog hair all over it. It doesn't matter. It's still worth like $50-$60 plus shipping. But then the biggest thing of all, in my opinion, is this thing right here is in there. That's not in there. That's not in there. I can't tell with that one. This is not in there, and that's not in there. And on top of that, though, how do you have dust on one item, right? And there's no other dust. And this was like a brand new box, fresh tape, by the way. Fresh tape, all right there, right there, right there, right there. Why would they not take that one up? I don't understand that one, but that's fresh tape up there. It doesn't make any sense. And I highly doubt there's anything in here because there's nothing holding it up. If this thing had weight on it, it would be falling. But again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not. Cheap collectibles. Exactly. That was another thing too. These are cheap, you guys. These are cheap. That right there in pre-owned condition is $35. I already looked it up on eBay. None of this is in there, so I can't really say what these are worth, but none of those are in there. And then how conveniently in this little hole, that's a PS5 box. Like, somebody knows what they're doing. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe somebody proved me wrong. But I was in it at like 870. And then after that, I started taking a deep dive of like, all right, what exactly am I bidding on? Because I'm seeing a little bit of boxes here. I'm not seeing anything like out of the ordinary where it's crazy. And there's like this pot right here got a messed up handle on it, so you couldn't even probably even really sell that. This thing right here is plastic, but it doesn't make sense to me how you have like these nice appliance type stuff, and then you have like a cheap popcorn maker. You know, these could be kids maybe. Doesn't give off kid vibes. I think this gives off like an adult collectible vibe, but brand new box, Amazon box with like fresh tape on it. These look like freshly new Amazon boxes. I don't know. Doesn't make sense. But yeah, with that being said, you guys, I'll leave it with that. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. Yeah, but if you guys are doing whatnot or reselling, good luck to y'all's adventures this year. I will try to do a live whenever I can, whenever I come across some crazy stuff. Probably a resale who set it up. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think so. But I'm not bidding on it. I'm gonna take tomorrow off and work on some eBay stuff or something because I already got the whatnot show ready for potentially Friday. So yeah, so I'm winning a good bit of units this week. Hopefully Thursday we can officially win some stuff. And getting tired. Oh my goodness. But yeah, but seriously though, have a great 2026. If I don't hear from you guys until then, should have another video up on YouTube. Hopefully by what's tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. So hopefully by this weekend, that would be ideal. And I think that might be the last episode of the Barbie unit. And after that, I have no videos. I have no units, no nothing. So hopefully this week we can change it. So big shout out to you guys. We hit over 26,000. Appreciate that very, very much. I don't really know what the goal for this year. I mean, I feel like 50,000 subscribers is kind of out there. So I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna shoot because we're currently at 26,036. I'm gonna say let's shoot for 30,000. Okay, I'm gonna say 30,000. So if we can get 4,000 more subscribers this year, that would be great. But anyways, I'll see y'all later. I'll hit you up if I win my unit on Thursday. Sounds good, Christopher. Appreciate it. All right, you guys. Much love. I'm gonna sign off here. I'm gonna go hang out with the wifey. See you guys later, you guys. Peace.